This Thursday morning, President Emmerson Mnangagwa was at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, where he inspected the country's gold reserves as well as other precious minerals ahead of the presentation of the country's 2024 monetary policy, which is expected to be done this Friday. The president was given an update of the reserves in the vaults with Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Dr. John Mushayavanhu disclosing that the country has 1.5 tons worth of gold reserves, 1.1 tons of which are in solid gold form, while the remainder is in other mineral forms.
The gold that is in the vaults, and I can confirm actually that we have in the vaults at the central bank 1.1 tons of gold, which you saw. We also have other precious minerals in the form of diamonds and so forth, which if converted to gold will be equal to about 0.4 tons of gold. That makes the total of what we are holding in the vaults converted to gold to 1.5 tons.
Under the President Mnangagwa-led government, the country now stores 10% of its minerals in gold form. After he inspected the reserves, President Mnangagwa spoke to members of the media.
At the takeover and handover of the stewardship of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, we just normally do it by one walking out and another walking in and taking over the papers. This time around, I decided I would want to physically see these assets. Because in the past, we did not have any reserves in the commodity reserved here at the Reserve Bank. We sold all our gold, all precious minerals, but then I gave instructions to the outgoing governor about 2 years ago that I need 10% of our minerals kept in solid commodity. If it is platinum, you convert the 10% of the platinum, and that 10% is converted to gold. Other minerals again, which we cannot keep in physical condition, you again convert that to gold. And this we've been doing for the last, I think, 18 months or so. And the outgoing governor gave me the figures of what he had now stocked in here. So I felt that I must physically inspect what he told me verbally as he hands over to the new governor, so that when I inspect on the new governor, the figures must not differ. So I'm satisfied that the outgoing governor respected my instructions, and for the first time, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe has a solid gold in the vaults. In the past, we sold all our gold, and you can't keep money. But now we have solid gold in the vault, so year by year, we'll be having about 1.2 tons of gold, solid gold kept in here. As well as outside. A few months ago, I went outside, I will not say where I had to inspect the gold. I told them they must keep outside to a particular place as a reserve. I also went there and inspected the gold there. And I'm satisfied that my officers carried out instructions correctly.
In addition to the gold reserves and the 100 million United States dollars, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, Mr. George Guvamatanga, disclosed that banks are holding 300 million United States dollars as the country's reserves.
His Excellency also instructed us, as the fiscals, that you cannot run a government without reserves. So over and above reserves that are at the central bank, the instruction that came to the central bank also came to Treasury. And at least if you allow me, Your Excellency, just for today, to mention that as government of Zimbabwe, in the various banks in Zimbabwe, not even at the central bank, it's in private banks, we've got $300 million over and above this 275 million. Government itself is sitting on reserves of 300 million US, which can be verified again with all the banks.
So the country now awaits the presentation of the 2024 monetary policy by the new Reserve Bank Governor, Dr. John Mushayavanhu. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.